Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Fend Unlock, got ourselves a Chaos Invasion. On the blue team, 2 Plague Champions, Alias, and this is SchmusCriminal. These guys start with a damage over time bolt gun. They can get to melee weapons, some strong utility, can debilitate enemies and support allies, even repair your stuff. Death Guard elite scheme here for SchmusCriminal. For the red team, Dolphin with a Force Commander, a versatile frontline hero with strong offense with the Ultramarines DLC. Alongside, oh I can't select you, you must be in a garrison, Centzontotochtin here with a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets. Gonna get out in a second, it's gonna be glorious. Where are you? Let's see your face. There he is. And rounding off the teams, Revs as a brother captain, a durable hero, walking through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee, looking to purge some heretics, I'm sure. Is it 2v1? No, the Sorcerer's going back to the middle. And those guys, oh, those guys dived forward to try and kill some stormtroopers right into the brother captain's melee, knocks the Plague Champion around. There's some Nurgle worship for that sweet health regen. They should be shooting down these stormtroopers again, I think, but they're instead shooting the brother captain. And there's We Are the Hammer. Strike squad coming in. Not in time to get the We Are the Hammer benefit, though. Maybe you should have waited a few seconds there. But they are in amongst those CSM doing that little bit of splash damage from We Are the Hammer. Now it's worn off, though. Meanwhile, in the mid, being overrun by greenskins. Sorcerer backing off with some CSM. Mekboy takes the garrison again towards the west. Plague Champion runs away. Good start for the red team. Heretics run away. Brother Captain rotates towards the mid now, getting a flank of sorts on Incubator. Heretics trying to fight back. Heretics of SchmusCriminal flee. They do have an aspiring champion on the way. Sorcerer harassing some stormtroopers. Should be able to get some models off them pretty quickly. There goes one. Oh, but then gets energy bursted from the Tomes of Titan. Strike squad slows him down, burns some energy away. Really bad for the Sorcerer, that. The Ordo Malleus have various ways where they can manipulate energy for their own gain and their enemy's detriment. Because bad news for the Sorcerer, is quite an energy intensive hero most of the time. Havoc's on the field here for Incubator after double CSM. Double CSM also for SchmusCriminal. Heretics did come in for Alias, so they had a slightly slower start going for the second CSM rather than more Heretics immediately. We got grenade launchers here for Alias. This is the northwestern region. Double tax for Dolphin. Revs with interceptors on the way. Maybe SchmusCriminal will get a Plague Sword to combat that. But I think if they teleport in hastily, you can chuck the Heretics in, put both of your CSM on melee mode with Eternal War, and those interceptors will get wrecked. Depends how much they can disrupt, though, and what the brother captain's doing and stuff. Plague Champion goes down. Force Commander flees. Grenade launcher's doing decent work. They may need to double it up, though, to really threaten those double attacks. Scouts milling around a bit. Attacks were really close to dropping models, so they flee. And these guys can push through, even though the Plague Champion's down. These fellas might need to move up with the worship. Are you going mid? They should have decapped this wreck point, I think, at least. And Heretics need to get this wreck point back as well. Towards the southeast corner, Brother Captain's found some Chaos Space Marines. One of his favourite things to do. Or is it fighting Heretics? Well, I mean, they're all Heretics. Cultists. We have Slugger Boys with burners. Heretics wiped. Those were SchmusCriminals with an aspiring champion as well. 25 power spent on those fellas. Down goes the Mekboy, but should get revived from there. Sorcerer consumes a Heretic, and that's a good target for a Doombolts. Came in a little bit late, set up there by the suppression. Eternal War on a double CSM for Incubator. I think Schmuz had the same thing, right? Yeah, good damage output now from these 4 CSM from those 2 players. Oh, look at that. Alias gets double CSM too. They don't have Eternal War, though. Power was spent on the grenade launchers. But nothing else so far. 377-446 on the VPs. Speaking of power spent, no power spent at all. Oh, there we go. I'm lying. Those guys just got a sergeant. Very little power expenditure, though, in Tier 1 for Dolphin, going for that quick Tier 2. Maybe into a Razorback to cause some problems. Librarian would do some great work, too. Force Commander flees. But he's alright. Can they grenade barrage these guys effectively? Behind some heavy cover there. Heretics are getting shredded. Those are aliases. Here comes SchmusCriminal now. With a Doom Blast, and they flee. Back towards the eastern side this is. Interceptors running away. I think that was Bulwark, wasn't it? No, that was Mind Blades we saw on them. Global buff Mind Blades from the Brother Captain on those interceptors. They still have to flee though. Mind Blades is are much like Use Your Choppers actually. Gives melee damage and melee skill bonuses. But I think it's more expensive than Use Your Choppers. Painboy on the field for Centzontotochtin. Mekboy, oh, he's still down. Painboy has a heal over time for Orc units. And has some damage over time melee too. Later on he can do an Orc surgery, which is awesome. Got some other tricks in Tier 2 as well. Can make Orcs explode and stuff. It's a fun little unit. 2-to-1 cap for blue team here. VP's basically going to even up before Tier 2, looks like. Red team are trying to stop that though by decapping mid and taking it, but the captain gets the revive. Should level him to 2. There it is. No war gear for the Mekboy who runs away. Any war gear for anyone? No war gear. Sad face. Take champion. Did you get revived by the Sorcerer? Maybe, because he's level 2. He's going to get shot down again. Alias here. There's the retreat, but attacks are in retreat path for some melee. Or a grenade. Grenade does it. Well played. Don't think they needed to do that grenade. I think the attacks would have done it on melee, but maybe not. Plasma cannon. Fires a warning shot. Noise Marines on the field for SchmusCriminal late in Tier 1. Did replace the Heretics, by the way. And Aspiring Champion again. Librarian it is for Dolphin after the Plasma Cannon. And the shots hitting an object or something there. Some Daka for the Plague Champion's face. Wasn't quite able to get the cap there. Now it's a 1-to-1. VP's very even. Interceptor's getting wrecked again. They go down. Heretics and those CSM doing huge amounts of work. The Sorcerer with Sigil of the Rift here. 377 to 382. Big loss there for Revs. Interceptors are not cheap. Sluggers really determined to get onto the Noise Marines. Heretics trying to stop them, but they only Doom Blasted once. Noise Marines run. Now the Sluggers run. And they're going to drop. Yeah, I don't know why they were so eager to get through there. That would have been a really difficult retreat, even if they did get it done. Painboy. Maybe they thought with the Git source they could have done it. Painboy flees. Heretics doing a lot of work, but there's only 3 of them left. Well, 2 of them. An Aspiring Champion. Now 1. Mysteriously blew up the other fella. Weird. Here's that Librarian. Support sub-commander for the Space Marines. Helps with their mobility a lot, and has a smite. He's a decent combatant too. With a power melee weapon, a force sword that does power melee damage. 377 to 382 on the VP. Stormtroopers flee. Oh, we got more interceptors from Revs. Really? Maybe invest in the warding staff thing. Havoc's here with Mark of Khorne. A very powerful autocannon. Some Tzeentchian worship. Infiltrating this stuff, or at least giving it a little bit of damage resistance when it's partially revealed like this. Gonna get a full power bash, I think. Autocannon power bashing. Meanwhile, Force Commander goes down this time. Damage over time gets it done. Level 2 Plague Champion for SchmusCriminal, and still level 1 for Alias. Ouch. Is that double plasma? Double plasma guns, tax. Just shredding those CSM. 368 to 382. What is the consensus on these things since they were nerfed? It used to be 30 DPS. I think there was talk of reverting it or maybe bumping it up a little bit more again. But I'm not sure if they made a decision yet. Scouts trying to grab the wreck point meanwhile. A grenade could be useful, fellas. Ouch, just got hit big by the Blastmaster, but they survived it. Mekboy goes for the revive. And I think he's in heavy cover there. Can't see his indicator anymore. Gets it. Teleports away, runs. Force Commander runs. Well played, Mekboy. Revs asking for the bash. Or maybe signaling their intent down this side. Interceptors in there with interruption, or disruption rather. Chains of Torment now though. And those guys are running into the chains, look. Everything ran into the chains. Got to deal with the central mass, it's right there. Nothing attacked it, I think it just went down naturally. Oh, Noxious Cloud is good though. Takes out the Stormtroopers. That's a really nasty combo, chains into Cloud. Weird Boy coming up for Centzontotochtin. That push onto the power was... They didn't touch the power and that was really bad for them. Brother Captain, oh, he's now got a halberd. He's had enough of this support stuff. Just wants to mince up some heretics. Meanwhile, Scouts being all sneaky, looking for a grenade maybe. These guys are all bunched up. That's what kind of gets a shot. Grenade was chucked where they were. I thought maybe he was waiting for the plasma cannon to force a retreat and then chuck a grenade on retreat, but wasn't the case. Good shot on those heretics though, eh? VP still very even, 368 to 348. Sorcerer also with Sigil of the Rift. Power being bashed by Mark of Tzeentch. CSM, are they both Mark of Tzeentch? They are. Those Inferno bolts really good against heavy infantry armor. Oh, Revs. Right, lost the Stormtroopers, so now he's just down to a strike squad. And lost the Interceptors again. Didn't even see that. But the Brother Captain is poking stuff and slicing it up. Gonna go down in a second though. Foot of Gork. Got some hits. Brother Captain actually made it out, amazingly. 5 hit points. Now has Psychic Lash for the slowdown and damage over time. Maybe to mess with the positioning of the Sorcerer. Force Commander doing really good pushing down this side though. He's level 3, no war gear. Just runs at him with a chainsword. I mean, it would be pretty effective. Now he's trying to cap the VP and bashing power. A turret going up from Alias. That's a weird one and a weird place to put it. Because you could get around the side here, look. And the plasma cannon's got a shot. Down it goes. SchmusCriminal now with Plague Fist and the Icon of Nurgle in. Uses Pestilence Strike to defend his own units here. Attacks. The attacks are okay. Plasma Cannon gets a decent hit. What is this? Oh, that's Sigil of the Rift. Or rather, Warp Rift, which I think is the name of the thing. Yep. I know the names of things. Dark Flames. Not bad. Sluggers just use Swamp and we get in there, set up by the Warp Vomit of the Weird Boy. And they are ripping stuff up. Where was the Chains of Torment? Maybe it's been used already. Mind Blades up on these Sluggers. Quite a lot of heresy. And they flee. Got to level 2 though. Double cap for the red team. There is a Plasma Cannon Dreadnought now for Revs. You just seem to just shoot himself there. I guess he was aiming at his heretics, maybe. I hope we can get a sound effect for that thing. It's a bit weird that it kind of shoots silently. 275 to 327 on the VPs. Oh, Force Commander Terminator for Dolphin now. And a Chaos Predator on the way for Alias. 266 to 327. Little bit of a push through the mid here for Chaos. Grabbing the VP, shooting some fellas. Worshipping some gods. Having a grand old time. There's that Icon of Nurgle. Awesome piece of war gear. And then immediately he falls over. Librarian getting an inspirational kill. Levels up to 2 as well. Bad fight for Chaos, I think, in the end. They did get the VP, though. Can the Blastmaster get a good shot here? That's double attacks all blobbed up. But they aim at the Librarian and now need to flee. 263, 319. Rod of Warpfire now for the Sorcerer. Has some really good battlefield manipulation stuff going on. Potentially. Warpfire is awesome. Does he have the energy to use all these things, though, at once? Got 140 energy. Here's the Chaos Predator. No mark yet for Alias. There's still a bloody tank in it. Slugger's burning things down. Able to get the node and one of the gens. Meanwhile, little bit of pressure on the tank. And we have an Assault Cannon Terminator. Force Commander guy. Lots of single target DPS. Can try and get those inspirations popping off. Because this guy inspires on kill as well as his battle cry. Veil of Time on the Plasma Cannon means it doesn't need to set up its weapon to fire, which is a big deal. Also gets a speed boost. 239 to 315. Chaos Fellas with the Aspiring Champion, no mark. These guys do have a mark though. And they eat a smite. And those plasma guns are nasty. And these are level 3 attacks, so I assume... I'm not sure though. Level 3 attacks, would they outshoot Marco Zinc CSM if they got a plasma gun? Pretty close, maybe. Because those Inferno bolts are really good. But I think, yeah, the extra health and the plasma gun surely does it. Foot of Gork. Those guys were retreating and they took down the Weird Boy. Level 3 CSM with Marco Zinc doing outrageous amounts of damage. Is still floating around. They should make it so you can control the Weird Boy or something. When he's dying like that. 199 to 315. Well, you just saw some CSM outshooting those attacks pretty well. I think they were aiming at these guys. Predator tank now has Mark of Noble. Makes it very tanky, even gets melee resistance. Some health regen, all sorts of good stuff, and some stinky Nurgle autocannon shells. Like that. Triple cap, though, for the red team. The Chaos Invasion in peril. Plasma cannon over on this side now, is it? Is that the same one as always been? Oh, it is. Doesn't have 2. Done well, though. Almost level 3. Slaughter popped on those CSM there. Removes the cooldown on their ranged attacks. They can also, which of course increases DPS, they can also draw some chainswords for some melee action when that's active. And they get some health regen too. There's Warpfire, look at that. Should have maybe done it sideways. But it was certainly a very good hit. Don't think Zinch will be complaining. Strike Squad run away. Sorcerer goes for the decap. Plasma Cannon continues to be a menace. Big counter push from the red team now. All the Marines coming in. Brother Captain looking for some melee. There's a smite again. Plasma Cannon Dreadnought. Now walking into autocannon range. Can they get the cap? Yeah, really trying. Plague Champion's there too, ready to use the Pestilent Strike, I think. Oh, Orbital Bombardment and Paladin's in. Uh-oh. Paladin's getting caught in the Orbital. I think Dolphin did the Orbital. And of course those are Revs Paladins, and they are taking huge damage from it. That is unfortunate for the red team. 96 VPs for the Chaos Fellas. Paladins took huge amounts of damage, dropping a model to those CSM with Inferno Bolts. Circle of Summoning, spawning some Bloodletters as well. Plague Champion went after that Dreadnought. He almost got it. Dreadnought levels to 2. Paladins? The Paladins do not make it out. What an unlucky sequence of events for Revs. Brings in the Paladins triumphantly. And an orbital beam lands on their head. Maybe, I guess, he should have pulled him out as soon as he saw the orbital marker. I mean, he's got a teleport available. Maybe he was hoping he could just tough it out. Unless they teleported in. Maybe that was the case. He's had a rough one. He's lost 2 interceptors and now paladins. It's one of those games. We all have them. Revs is a solid player. Can he recover now? 96 to 315. Another Predator tank on the way for Alias. And there's a great unclean one for Incubator. Can teleport that guy around. Force Commander, you okay, buddy? Big Champion is not okay. Did a bit of friendly fire though. And the Brother Captain goes down on that friendly fire shot. That was from his own Dreadnought that time though. And there's the great unclean one. Massive bucket of hit points. Nasty abilities and passively damages nearby enemies. Just pulls in the Mekboy there with Foul Snare. No war gear for this guy. Can he wipe out these shooter boys? He can. The plasma guns will do well against a grey unclean one. He's got super heavy infantry armor, which these things are good against. And here comes a Nob squad. Got the Captain still down. He's got tons of resources, Revs. Saving up for a Land Raider, maybe. What did the other tank get? Marco Zinch. And we have a Las Cannon Loyalist Predator there too. Battle of the Las Cannon Preds. Great unclean one backing off. I don't think he's particularly threatened by just sluggers with a Pain Boy though. Turns around, has a go, and they don't like it. Wipes out the sluggers, maybe. Not quite. They did get away. Dreadnought may have run out of time. The tank wants to chase it. Oh, hey, look at that! Cult of Speed, thanks to the Mekboy from his global bar, saved the Dreadnought. That gives a big speed boost to all allied vehicles on the map and allows them to fire their weapons faster. It's a really good global, actually. Grey Knight Terminators on the way for Revs. Another Nob squad for Centzontotochtin. These guys have their hammers. Oh, but nothing else. That was the first thing they purchased. Usually it's the last thing they purchase. 96 to 274 on the VPs. Blue team have their 2-1. And they are recovering from some early losses. Phobos on the way for Schmooze. Revs gets the Terminators up. Is this a good plan, though? You've got... Is it 6 Marco Zinch CSM? Yes, with aspiring champions, and you're up against the Sorcerer. That's a lot. That is a lot. And it's so tempting to get your Terminator fellas up. This may not be the game for it. Land Red Redeemer on the way now for Dolphin. That's going to be a massive help to the red team, especially to the Nob squads, because they can retreat back to it. And then just go again. Nob Leader on the way here. Still the 2-1. You have a Shrine to Nurgle. Healing allies nearby, and when it's being worshipped, you can reinforce off it. Will also suppress enemies if they get close, but I'm not sure if they're going to run back there. Brother Captain using Immortal to try and decap. And gets it. Now needs to run. Not sure if he's going to make it out. There's a lot of stuff shooting him. Does not make it out, but that could have been a vital decap. Big push now from the red team. 2 Nob squads running in. And they get chained. Terminators are in there too. Central mass was targeted there, I think, by the Terminators. And the Nob squads are kind of fine. Big cloud of flies stomp from the great unclean one. He can't fight all this stuff though. Phobos in play. Great unclean one's going to go down unless it gets warped out. Goes down. Mind blades on the Grey Knight Terminators now, making them even more dangerous. Some Marco Zinch CSM planting their feet and getting some shots in. Dirge Caster goes off as well. Big Champion falls. Terminators get out of there. Good push by the red team. Couldn't get the Phobos down though, but they got the Grey and Clean one. Another tank on the way for Alias. Sigil of the Rift, what's going on? Here it is. Maybe worth swapping that for the tome. You could chain them, and then when they get through that, you can warp fire them, and then whatever's left, subjugate it. What's the damage on warp fire again? 80 plasma cannon damage. It's bloody nice. Some repairs over there. Both with the the Plague Fist now. Armor of Pestilence as well. Level 3 and level 4. He gets back to the Shrine for some healing. I think it's 7% healing. I think. It's pretty good. Whatever it is. Maybe it's not quite that high. Revs asking if his allies have any nukes. I mean, they're pretty close to them, if not. Yeah, Dolphin and Centzontotochtin, especially the Ork, not that far away. Faster carts. Oh, Cult of Speed. Maybe he's in another language and that's what they call it, which is amazing. We have a Warhammer Razorback, which comes to the wrong neighborhood. Tried to push against the Phobos. Looks like Cult of Speed is active and a massive fight brewing. Orks piling in. Imperial Abyss. Down goes the Vortimer. Dirgecaster goes in. He used the chains. He used the chains on the Terminators there, not on the Orks. There's the warp fire as well. Big retreat from the red team, but the Nob squads are still going. They got the Phobos. Phobos down. Land Raider Redeemer still up though. And of course they can retreat back to it if they set it as their retreat point. Have they done so? I don't think they have. They are retreating back to base. They are retreating back to base. 96 to 183. Grey Knight Terminators. Now fighting Chaos Terminators, and they take down the Land Raider Redeemer. Suddenly there were 2 Chaos Terminators on the field, although these guys are having a bad time with claws, actually. They did make it out, though. That was a crazy fight. How did they get that Land Raider down so quickly? Because those are Marco Zinch fellas. I mean, they had the autocannon. I think the other Terminators were using Power Fists before they got the claws. Oh, there's a las cannon back here too. And I guess the tanks were having a go as well. 96 to 168. That was a very good fight for Chaos fellas. Although the Orks did have some success with the double Nob squad push. Dolphin just got some Terminators. Revs had a rough time again. Lost that Vortimer. Oh, and the Terminators, dang. Right, they were right there. Chains of Torment. Does not have the tome yet. Level 8 Sorcerer has been amazing so far. Hey, Paladins are back. Just keep on trucking, Revs. 96 to 137. Keep on purging some stuff. Did Alias have 3 tanks at one point? Maybe it was cancelled. I thought I saw a 3rd one on the way. Maybe he cancelled it to get us Terminators. Paladins get their book to get the Holy Grounds. Weird Boy with some friendly fire, of course. Does have Warpath. Is he using it though? Or not yet? Maybe he wants to wait for the other chains to drop. While it's always down. The Sorcerer's down. It's generally a good idea to wait for the Chains of Torment before you try to use your Warpath. Pain Boy's level 3. He's probably done some surgery in one of those knobs as well. They've got the Chaos Terminators down. Orks carrying the game here, basically. These double knobs doing huge work. And they retreat. Why did they retreat? Plenty of hit points. That is a weird run. What are you doing? I don't know why they retreated. They should have turned around and gone after the tank, surely. Just being cautious, maybe. 96 to 97. Revs and Dolphin need to get stuff on the field here. I mean, we do have these Terminators. And they've gone Assault Cannon, really. This is a great game for the missile launcher when there's 2 tanks back there. 96, 97 still with a 1-to-1 cap. It's bloody close. Mekboy gets the central VP, level 7. And somehow... Oh, that was weird. Got Super Tough Beam and Mega Rumbler, but the Mega Rumbler was in the weapon slot there for a second. Dolphin with a Predator tank. Revs with more Grey Knight Terminators on the way. And flash kits for Centzontotochtin. I would have just gone for more knobs. They're doing an amazing job. If you had another one running through. But, you know, flash kits will do some great work. They'll help against the... Maybe the idea is to melt the CSM, who are a big threat to the knobs. Especially these guys from Incubator, both level 4. Great unclean one on the way now again for Incubator. Are these 2 las cannons? No. Auto cannon still up, and there's the las cannon. 82, 89, 2-to-1 cap for the Chaos fellas. They've come back well. They were in a bit of bother earlier on, the Chaos fellas. Have to make it count, says Revs. Centzon wants to drop a nuke soon. And yeah, Revs is right. Gonna have to make it count. Maybe drop it on these tanks. Hey, a heavy bolter turret's up. Nice wide firing arc. They should make this thing do damage over time as well. Why doesn't it have stinky Nurgle shells? Chosen Plague Marines for SchmusCriminal. They'll be useful against the knobs. Unique to the Plague Champion. Maybe even create some knob zombies if you can get some kills. Last Master with a good shot. How do you approach here knowing that there's a chains? Circle of Summoning goes in to annoy some stuff. There's the Chains of Torment. Did not hit the knobs. Went for the Ordo Malleus stuff instead. Paladins just run right into it. And a nuke dropped from one of the Plague Champions on the Orks. And a Rocks dropped in too. Absolute mayhem. Some Nurgle's Rot in the mid too. That was a great nuke from whatever Plague Champion that was. Stopped the Orks in their tracks basically. There is Bulwark, I think. Yep. On those Granite Terminators, but they're fighting Lightning Claw Terminators. Which is a rough fight even for them. 82 to 31. Great Unclean One shows up. Has that nuke won the game? Because that turned the Orks around basically. Revs doing what he can. Actually did a great job staying in there, but Sorcerer's back on the mid and levels to 9. Plague Champion went down in that fight, I think. Or maybe he was down already, I don't know. Both the Plague Champions are down. Where's Alias? In the northwest. Sorry, yeah, northwest. Terminator's in trouble. Maybe Foul Snare. No, he's not interested. Heretics are chasing in though. 500 hit points. Needs some backup. Tank. Don't think he's going to get away. A last stand there. Yeah, that nuke really messed up their momentum. Flash kits in the mid. Knobs in the mid. And they're going after those Terminators with claws. And they're doing some great work. Level 3 knob squats. Mind Blades on one of them too. 66 to 31. Couldn't stay in play though. Couldn't quite stay in play. I'm really surprised we haven't seen the Tome of Subjugation here. Level 9 Sorcerer doing work. 58 to 31. A single for red. Blue team are getting their natural back and are probably going to get the middle. And that might be GG. Sorcerer revives the Plague Champion and starts capping mid. Can the red team push again this quickly? They've got to reinforce some knobs and then run back to the middle again. Can Revs not purchase something here? Got to be purchasing something. Another great and clean one. 50 to 31 on the VPs. Paladins use their holy grounds, speeding up allies and slowing down enemies, but they've got to get through 12,000 hit points of greater demons here. There's a 2-to-1 locked in. There's an orbital. Chains. Maybe saving the great unclean one there, actually. Orbital clears the area, and red team are piling on through now. Great unclean ones are low. They are low. Something needs to get onto the VP though. Terminator Force Commander gets on it. Gonna get the 1-to-1. There it is. Great unclean one falls. What about the other one? Surely it's going to go down. Brother Captain's on it and takes it out. 1-to-1 cap, and something's decapping their natural. Abyss opened up on the VP. I think it deleted. Yeah, I think it deleted the flash kits that were there. Double cap for red. Can they get a triple cap? Who is this? It's some tactical marines trying to get it done with their fast capping, and they did it. Heroic cap there. Now they flee, and there's a triple for red team. I can't believe it. 4 Grey Knight Terminators for Revs. He's getting through him, isn't he? Down goes the Chaos Spread. Nice dive there from Dolphin. Can he get away though? Maybe. Single cap. Chaos fellas are taking the mid back. They're also taking a natural back. But can they do it in time? I don't think they can. Oh, there's the 1-to-1. They did do it in time. So close. So very close. Can anything get down to that natural VP quickly enough? I'm not sure. Looks like blue team have it. A 2-to-1 at the end. On a single VP. Awesome, awesome stuff. Level 5 Plague Champion here for Alias. Had the fist and all that good stuff. Level 10 Chaos Sorcerer did so much work. The chains were amazing. The warp fire was awesome. Level 8 Plague Champion. Terminator Force Commander down at the end. With his big assault cannon. Level 10 Mekboy. I don't think I ever spotted Mega Rumbler. I'm sure it happened a bunch. And a level 7 Brother Captain who kept on trucking. But had a bit of a rough game. It was awesome though. I mean, you don't get closer. You do not get closer. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see ya next time.